Hi, I just wanted to do a quick live video because something came up in the conscious communication and connection group yesterday that I lead. And it seems to come up often. It comes up with clients. I've definitely experienced it myself, and I see it in a lot of groups that I lead, and even with my students also. And it's this interesting manifestation of being hard on oneself while in the midst of growing. And there's a certain framework that we use in psychology to understand what's happening in these moments. And it's called the stages of competence. And we start off in what's called unconsciously incompetent stage, where we are doing habitual behavior and we don't even know that we're acting in a way that's contributing to unhealthy relationship dynamics or unhealthy experiences of oneself. And so we're not happy in life. We don't even have awareness around what we're doing, and we can't even quite see our incompetence. And so then we start to work on ourselves and we start to grow and see the water that we're swimming in, and we become consciously incompetent. And this stage can be so frustrating to be in because we can see the thing that we're doing. We can see the behavior. We can see the psychological waters that we're swimming in. And yet we aren't quite adapt to doing the truer thing, the healthier thing. And this is the stage where I see most people be really hard on themselves. Like, why do I keep doing this thing? And this is what I was seeing in my group yesterday, which reminded me, of my own version of that, where I can start looping and like wanting to be more evolved in some way. The next stage of competence is consciously competent. So we've mapped out the incompetence, the patterned ways that we've been engaging with the world, and we become really aware and conscious as we do the truer thing. And we put a lot of attention on how we want to be, and it takes a lot of effort, and it could really feel like we're wearing new skin or taking our very first step, not sure that there's going to be ground beneath our feet. It takes a tremendous amount of courage to be in the conscious competence phase. And oftentimes people will sort of move back and forth between conscious competence and conscious incompetence and kind of go back and forth. Eventually we develop enough mastery that we move into the unconscious competence phase, where we don't even need to think about it. We are just more in our full expression. We're in our truth. We're in our emergence and who we want to be in the world. And we don't even have to think about it to do it. And obviously this stage feels the best because we feel like we're in our power and in our wise, mature self, and we're meeting the world in a way that feels good and true to us. And so I just wanted to share that with you because when we are in these early phases of self-discovery and self-development and having deeper understanding of the way our attachment wounds are guiding us and how we're projecting those attachment wounds onto the people in our lives, but they aren't those people, and we're not quite sure how to not do that because we've been doing it for so long, that once you start to see those waters that you're swimming in, I believe that being really, really kind to yourself in that stage can go a long way in enjoying the growth rather than contracting around any frustration or annoyance with yourself or hardness on yourself. It's this practice of, oh, look at, there's my humanity. There's this way that I was developed and patterned to be in this world, and seeing it is the way out. Like, I need to see those patterns so clearly so that I'm in choice about where I'm meeting the world from. So just to recap, The first stage is unconscious incompetence. We don't even know that we are doing the incompetent thing. And then we start to work on ourselves and we move towards conscious incompetence, and we can see all of our destructive behavior and limiting patterns, and we don't quite know what the truer thing to do is yet. And then we move into conscious competence, where we have a lot of awareness and we are putting a lot of effort into doing the truer thing. And then finally, the final stage is unconscious competence, where we don't even have to think about it. We just move through life in alignment with our wise, mature self, and it just feels so good. So I hope that's helpful.